Peace. So we're gonna look at the beginning. When in the beginnings, when the earth was without form and void, the darkness was upon the faces of the deep. So we look at the beginnings in the light before the sun's light, the order, the golden mean spiral, the golden light, the golden order, and the forming of order in this sequence of order that they call the Fibonacci sequence. In the beginning, the Rashid, the Barashid that you see here in this Paleo Hebrew form, you see the Bara, the house, and the head, the shape of the Ra. That is Bara. That also means to create. So when you look at the Bara in the beginning, that first part of the house and the Bet and the Ra, that together in itself means to create, to creator, as we'll see. So you see the Bara, the Bet, the Resh, and the Aleph, right? And the Shin, what you see here, it looks like the W, you know what I'm saying, the west side. When you look at that combined with the Yod and the Tav, you get this, in the beginning, the Barashat, the Bereshit. So we look at it in the beginnings, the primordial beginnings, the primordial mound, the beginnings. Close that. Cause I'm smoking. Close it. The primordial mound. In the beginnings, God created. We look at created, as we were just saying earlier, that bara, the best, the Resh, and the Aleph. And we look at that created, or to create, the house and the Resh, the Aleph, together, in what they created, the Shamayim, the heavens. So when you look at the heavens, the Shama, you see Shin again, and Mem in the hand and the water. So this is significant when you look at the waters, dividing the waters in the scriptures, when you look at the significance of how these things are written in the language. So you see heavens, the Shamayim, and you see here the Mem, Yod, Mem. And we'll see earlier the dividing of the waters and the earth. Right? So they, in the beginnings, the Elohim, the powers, made the heavens and the earth. And we look at the earth, Aret. It's funny. It's ironic when you look at earth, even in its English spelling, it still gives this almost the same spelling as this Hebrew. When you look at the consonants of earth in Aret, E-R-T, right, and the connection with the Hey, the Aleph, the Resh, and the Tazdeh. So when we look at the formation of the earth in the beginnings, and when the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and God said, let there be light, that formation of light, that golden rule, that golden order, the order that would eventually set the path for the soul. So when we look at the formation and the order of things, and the primordial beginnings, right, the light order has to be set first. So from the beginning of the order being set, we see the process of creation unfold, and it unfolds in this process of first the firmament being formed, and the waters, dividing the waters, and then the land appearing in these stages, or these chakras, these 7 chakras, these 7 cycles, these 7 phases. You understand? Phase 5 feet, and this perfection of this measure of the great proportion, the golden proportion. So we look at the firmament and the separation, the dividing of the waters, and then after the dividing of the waters, the appearance of dry land, when the land would appear, and the primordial mounds and And then from the land appearing, and that phase began, the next procession would be for the development. And we understand that not everything that exists, every life form exists, it doesn't require the soul or the sun. We understand the oceanic life form and oceanic organisms that exist in sea waters and depths, in the depths without exposure to the sun. These life forms exist without sun in the water. So we understand the mud and the formations of water, mud, and these organisms of life, bioorganisms of life that form from the mud, from the earth in this procession. And then their fruits development would be ordered by the soul or the sun. So as we see, after the fermentation of the separation of waters, the dry land appeared, the development of fruits, herbs, and then the development of animals that became and begot. And then we see the development of seasons and times in order in Genesis 1 and 14. When we see this development of season, time, and order in Genesis 1 and 14, this is how, when we look at the significance of the sign of Jonah, the 3 days and 3 nights, we understand the winter solstice and the 3 days of the winter solstice, and Jonah, the sign of the whale, the belly of the beast, and the primordial beginnings of the primordial mounts, the ancient mythos. All of these things are connected with the foretellings of the casting of life, for creation, and life forms, and how they form this matter, darkness, based upon sound. So sound and vibration and order, light, order.
What man can say he didn't come from a woman? Please step forward so we can understand where you came from. So our ancestors had no problems understanding that divine principle of that sacred womb where we all came from. That was the basis and foundation of the goddess principle and the matrilineal system in Africa. And our ancestors saw, in order for the king to rule the throne, like you have Ursa right here, the goddess Shishak. Here you see her in the tree of divine wisdom, giving the fruit of divine knowledge and wisdom in order for him to rule the throne. It had nothing to do with no tree of good and evil. The patriarchs came from the north, the Hyksos and others.
So when we look at primordial beginnings and the firmament and the land appearing from the firmament, the order of time, the divine order of seasons that would be ordered by the soul. The Ma'or. So you look at Or, light, and Ma'or, and Great Basin, and these orders of time, cycles of time, creation, spoken vibrations, and formulas of light. You understand? Feet, golden spirals, and speaking, sound vibrations, making vocal atonement, a vocal sound.
What man can say he didn't come from a woman? Please step forward so we can understand where you came from.
Purge oneself.
So our ancestors had no problems understanding that divine principle of that sacred womb where we all came from. That was the basis and foundation of the goddess principle and the matrilineal system in Africa. And our ancestors saw, in order for the king to rule the throne, like we have Ursa right here, the
Kali
goddess
is the feminine form of
here you see her in the tree
meaning
of
black.
divine
So
wisdom,
this is why they kill the
giving
whale.
the fruit
It's
of
called
divine knowledge
black fish.
and wisdom in
It's
order
not
for
because
him to rule the throne.
kill the whale is
It had
violent.
nothing to
It's
do with no
because
tree of
of
good
the
and evil.
phonetics of how
Who
Kali
came
was
from the north,
switched
the Hyksos
under
and
the
others, who
Aryans
had a
to
misogynistic
resemble
nature or hatred
that
towards the woman,
which
could not
we'll get
conceive
into now.
of
So
a
it says
woman nor
Kalam
a
means
goddess
black.
giving
Her
a
name
man
means the black
anything.
one.
And
Alright,
that's
so
where
when we look
it's
at
corrupted.
California and this name, the black one,
tree of
it's
divine
important to
wisdom,
understand
divine
this
Without form and void, and
particular
darkness
sun
upon the
road
faces of
is
the deep.
that they have
And look at the
this
oceans,
monument
the
in
Pacific,
now,
and the Indies,
here in this
East
actual
Indies,
location.
Indonesia, the door, and the West Indies.
So when we look here,
Tamerica.
So we look at the tropics, it
America.
measures.
So we look at that
This
right
is
above
what-
that Florida
what we
right there.
see
You
when
see
we
that
look at
Tamerica?
these Genesis 1:14
Understand what
and
Tameri,
these
the
seasons being
beloved
divided
land, right?
and the time into order.
Southern out. South out. Yeah. Y'all see that? It's just like when you go to different lodges. Some lodges might have the elk.
So here, 8,000 BC. 8,000 BC. Mesopotamia, ancient Kemet, about 32, 33, 3500 BC most, right? And you have ancient America, 8,000 BC. Prehistory. So you look at the mound builders, that empire existed before written records. How is that possible? How do you have infrastructure without written records?
It basically comes from the group called the Ephraim. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you see the light now. I found out the origin of the information that they were teaching. It basically comes from the group called the Essenes. When we look at the Saturnalia of the Tropic of Capricorn and Cancer of these twins of Janus, when you look at the two-face, you have to understand Mu, the southern continent, the Unigami pyramids, the ancient new people, the Negritos, and the stunning plate, and the ancient populace of On.
See that crossover, they crossing.
Black Cube, the crossing.
13 letter got emotion. Understand how I move it. See that crossover, they crossing. Yeah, on this cruise ship. Yeah, cruising. Understand how we crucifix. Yeah, with the solstice. Yeah, with the movement. 360 motion.
Tamerica, America. So we look at that right